Everyone, Andres for the Newsreel here, and I am doing a podcast on the go. Unfortunately, I got sick not too long ago, and I had some pre-recorded material that I wanted to work and post edit, which required some post-production, including voiceover. But without my voice, I couldn't do the post-production. And now that I'm on the mend, well, the video's kind of dated, so once again I could not get to that. It's been a terrible flu season, so carry your antibacterial, your facial masks or whatever, because it's crazy. I wanted to give updates about everything from the tech corner to other items that I do for the newsreel. That's why I usually introduce myself as Andres from the Newsreel, because I do a lot more than just these tech items. I don't post the videos or tech videos as frequent as I would like. I do operate 3 businesses, a couple of them that are my own, and on top of that, of course, there's family time and other side projects that I do, including writing my second book, which is I'm halfway done with it. Looking forward to releasing that at the tail end of this summer. So, and what book am I referring to? I'm referring to part 2. If you're not aware of this, I published last year in August. I published my first book called Finding Love, But Not Really. Book 2 is called There and Back Again, Not a Hobbit's Tale. So, if you get the joke, good. Then you're probably a geek or a nerd like I am. But in the meanwhile, the other stuff that happens for the newsreel. The newsreel is an encompassing umbrella of a bunch of different things that I've done over the past 16 years. It didn't start named as the newsreel. It morphed into that. I started off covering news and politics very early on in my public life, if you will. So I've done other books. They never seen the light of day in terms of publishing, but they are available on my website, www.thenewsreel.info. My early works as to what I was doing before I ultimately turned the newsreel into a podcast, and then started branching off to do other things for my website, such as movie reviews, television reviews, soundtrack reviews, and now the tech reviews or tech discussions. As those of you probably noticed, since season 4, I would say, I really shifted on the tech corner to cover more software and services than I did devices. For those of you that I'm sure are keeping tabs with all the tech news that's been going on, I mean, last year was really the straw that brought the camel's back. These smartphones are way too expensive. For that amount of money, you can actually get a more powerful productivity machine to be on the go. I'm all about working smarter, not harder. Sometimes to work smarter means you gotta save money. And if you're shelling out your hard-earned cash because you want the latest in tech, then that's on you. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck, then trying to get the latest and greatest in tech is really not where it's at. To me, it's all about software. That's why the news about Apple throttling their own devices on purpose was such a big deal, because some people don't want to be forking out that much money for iPhones. Not to get into that. For this year, I am looking forward to replacing my smartphone, because last year was very disappointing, and my Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge did not make it through last year. Especially since Samsung neglected it. I had the unlocked Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, and directly from Samsung, and they failed to keep up to date on that thing. And sure enough, as I expected, all the software hiccups really came to the forefront, and it really botched my usage. That thing came down to a crawl. I did multiple factory resets on that over a course of just like a couple to maybe 3 months. It was just too much for me to handle. I couldn't do that anymore, and that's when I couldn't wait for a much better device to happen. That's why I jumped on the HTC U11, because I knew that HTC had a much better track record when it comes to updating devices, and they're usually pretty speedy because of the light software they put, or light customizations to Android they put on their devices. My ownership experience with the U11 is a video that I hope to do pretty soon, because it's gonna be reaching nearly a year. I can't believe that too, since I had it. I got it around early summer, but I want to do a longevity review for that, because I've had my issues with it, and I've actually had a lot more issues recently with it than I'd like to admit. So I want to put that out there for those that are maybe considering the U11 on a price cut. I still think it's worth it, but depending on what network you're going to be on, your mileage will vary. So For the tech corner, what you can anticipate is really reviews on device longevity. I will keep an eye on the latest and greatest on devices and see if there's anything that might fit for me. I am curious to see what's going to be announced at Mobile World Congress. I know that Samsung's going to be one of those. I think HTC and LG at this point are still skipping, and what is going on with LG, I don't know. It's they're one of those devices that I always consider but never buy. However, some of my workforce absolutely love LG, and they've really held up really well. The V series being an example of something for the construction side of things that has really held up really well. So I will keep an eye on that one. But in terms of real smartphones, my only concern is the price tag at this point. There's some great unlocked devices, but for those of us on Verizon, we don't have that luxury of just going out to get those devices and using it on our network. That's the advantage of having GSM networks. At the same time, for business, we've tried other services for our carriers, and we just keep coming back to Verizon. So that's the sacrifice that we have to make in terms of power over our devices. But we shall see. I do have other devices I haven't reviewed yet, so if you'd like to see my review on, or my take on the Microsoft Surface Pro, I have both versions. I have the Wi-Fi version and I have the LTE version, which I gave to my contractor. I returned mine because I thought it was too expensive for me to really justify keeping it. So I kept the Microsoft Pro. I did not get to test a Microsoft Surface laptop because I was able to exchange it for the Pro LTE version. So I'm like, okay, great. So I have the Pro LTE, and I'm surprised at how much I have grown to love the Google Pixel Book. It has been my daily driver, really, until I reached the Chrome OS limitations and just jump over to my Surface Pro and just hammer everything else I need out of it. But when it comes to lightweight productivity, such as writing my book or consuming media, it's just been an absolute breeze. And pairing it up with my Google Home and my other Chromecast devices that I have throughout the house, it's been an absolute blast. It's just almost like a seamless experience altogether. And my wife, who's on iOS, is really envious of the experience. So it's been really cool. But yeah, that's what you can expect for the Tech Corner. My Work Smarter series will be picking up again, and I'm going to be featuring that on my real estate website, www.segoviares.com. And if you're in SoCal, you can definitely hit me up, especially with the volatile market that's happening regarding what's going on with stocks, what's going on with the real estate market. Is it a time to buy, time to sell, time to hold? What do I do with my rentals? And such like that. If you really are looking into investing in real estate, or are investing in real estate and need to know where to go from here, you could definitely talk about these things with me. You can find all my contact info regarding that at, again, www.segoviares.com, which should be appearing here on the video. Linking all to my contact info there. So stay tuned for updates. I've posted an update on my website, www.thenewsreel.info, what you can expect to almost every aspect of what I do in the newsreel. You can check that out for me, and you can check out all my published works. You can check out my books. You can check out every single archive that I've done for the past 16 years on every single one of the segments of the newsreel. Just a lot of content to be able to consume that I've created over the years. Absolutely free, never charged anything. And in the past, I have done contests for respective sections of the newsreel, and I'm considering jumping that again. I'm just looking for sponsors to be able to sponsor a proper contest, because I want to acknowledge and recognize my viewing audience on the Tech Corner, and I want to recognize my listening audience on the Soundtrack Corner, and of course my reading audience for my newsreel that extends to Twitter, Facebook, and all that. So thank you so much. I hope you guys have an awesome new year. I know it's February, but still, Chinese New Year is upon us, and I do celebrate it because my wife's Taiwanese, so it's a part of my culture now, and it's pretty awesome because my kids love it. I just want to wish everybody a happy new year and happy Chinese New Year, and just blessings, joy, and happiness to everyone. And I guess I'm signing out on this video, and I'll see you in the next one.